These, in my opinion, are some of the top 7 things that can ruin your locks, okay? And this is one that I feel like I have not been seeing a lot of, but it's real, fam. We are united front against this war. Would not recommend. I'm laughing because this is kind of one that I had to kind of learn on my own. I do feel like I got some ones that you ain't really heard about. What's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. I'm LC. If this is your first time at my channel, then welcome. And if you're returning, then welcome back, family. So in this video, these, in my opinion, are some of the top 7 things that can ruin your locks, okay? Set you up for failure, create damage. Problems. These are 7 problems that you don't want in your life. If you are just starting your lock journey, congratulations. Thanks for coming onto my channel. Make sure that you subscribe and check out my lock playlist. I have dozens of videos, and I really do mean dozens of videos, dedicated to helping you throughout your lock journey, tracking my lock journey, and just sharing any trials, tribulations, and successes that I've had throughout having locks. So make sure that you check that out. Over my year and 9 months of being locked, I've tried to take note of things that I wanted to make sure that I shared with you guys once I got a little bit more mature in my journey. Just things that I learned along the way, and things and tips that I think can help save you from any issues that maybe I experienced or I saw other people that I know experience with. Okay, so I just want to go ahead and get into it. Number 1, not wrapping your hair every night, okay? Every night. You heard me. Every night. I can honestly say, and if you have been following my journey, you can call me out because I've said it before, I was not the best with wrapping my hair every night. I don't really have an excuse. If I had to like conjure up an excuse, like if I had to create some type of excuse, I would just say that it wasn't always readily there. Laziness. I was just not always feeling like getting my scarf. Just fall asleep. Like, you know, when you're just in bed and you're just watching reruns of Girlfriends, but you haven't tied your hair down yet, but you think that you are more awake than what you are because you're like, it's only 10. Like, I'm not about to go to sleep. It's only 10 o'clock. And then next thing you know, it's 10:12 and you are out. And then you wake up and it's 8 a.m. and you have no scarf on. So, yes. Wrapping your hair from the beginning, and this goes for, you know, this is even for loose naturals. This is not just a lock thing, but especially for locks, you need to be wrapping your hair. There's a few reasons why you want to make sure that you're wrapping your hair. I mean, if you're within the Black community, like, we should just kind of know this, but if you aren't too sure as to why you should be wrapping your hair, one is you are protecting your hair from drying out. Most of us have some type of like cotton, polyester material pillowcase. Unless you have a satin pillowcase, go ahead and check what your sheets and your pillowcases are made out of. It's probably like cotton, polyester, bamboo, something of that sort. All of those will absorb the moisture from your hair. Whether you are a loose natural or you are locked, it's going to be soaking up them oils and getting them into the fabric and taking it out of your hair, which is going to result in your hair drying out, getting crispy, which we don't want, right? No. Wrap your hair. Do you hear me? When you're laying in that bed, think about me. Not like that. You want to think about me like that, but okay, tip number 2. Why am I doing 4? Tip number 2, and this is one that I feel like I have not been seeing a lot of, but it's real, fam. Cut your nails. File your nails, cut your nails. If you have acrylics, take them off if they're starting to lift. Do not allow opportunities for your nails to snag your hair, because it is a real thing. I know that whether I have these acrylics on or if I just have my natural nails, if there is any opportunity for my nails to snag on my hair, they will. Especially if you're in your starter lock stage and you're trying to have this hair, you know, like form, whether it's in coils or twists. If you snag it, you're pulling hair like out of that twist, or you're pulling hair out of that coil, and you're basically fucking it up. I'm telling you, it will mess you up. You will be breaking off your hair. You'll be loosening up your starter locks if they're still in the starter lock stage. If not, you're just going to be messing up your normal locks. So your nails either need to be cut all the way off. They need to be filed, okay, without any snags or hangnails or anything like that, filed. If you have acrylics, you need to make sure that you are telling your nail person that we don't want any lifts. Your acrylics should not be lifting. They shouldn't be creating little air bubbles where you can get hair. You know what I'm talking about. If you wear acrylics, you know what I'm talking about. And that's really what separates a good nail tech from a bad nail tech. I'm just saying. Thank me now because I am saving you. Trust me. Trust me. Okay, number 3. This is one where if you have watched other videos where people are talking about things to be aware of, or like most annoying things about locks or whatever, they probably have mentioned this, because all throughout the community we are united front against this war. The lint mob. Boom, boom, boom. Lint mob, in the boom, boom, boom. Okay, I don't know. I wanted to go in, but I have nothing. The lint mob is coming for you. Once you get initiated into the lock community, basically what they do is they write your name down on the list. They put you down on the lock community list. They send it over to your local lint mob, and then that mob is coming for that ass. That ass. No, for real, it's the devil. No, seriously, so you need to be aware of lint, because you can think that you're out here on these streets clean, and I promise you, you are probably riding dirty. You probably got a piece of lint in the back. So you gotta make sure, if you don't want furry locks, then you need to listen to what I'm saying, okay? You have to get you a good friend or a good family member. You need someone that's loyal. And it can't be your dog or your cat, because you need them to have thumbs. You need a good person in your life who, when you walk by, they're gonna be like, oh, wait, hold on, you have a piece of lint. You have a piece, let me get the lint out your hair. You need that person in your life, because it's going to be like all up in here. It's going to be like all up in here, and you're never going to see it unless you have a loyal person in your life with thumbs. So that is one of my biggest recommendations. Get a person with some thumbs. No, but for real, keep an eye out for lint. Check your hair. I know when I was first starting my locks, I was looking at my hair like 8 times a day, so I really don't see how you aren't checking your hair. But even when you get, especially when you get further in your lock journey, because that's when the texture starts to roughen up, and I feel like lint can more easily get attached to it. So you always need to have that head on swivel. Okay, because the lint mob is coming for you. Number 4 is not moisturizing your hair. For some of you, you were sick of doing your hair. I know, you were sick of detangling, you were sick of moisturizing, you were sick of the routine, so you got locks because you thought that you can just put these in your hair and now you're free and you don't have to do anything. No, honey, no. You see this list of 7? There's things you have to do still. It's not as bad as the other side, but there are things, and one of them is you do have to moisturize your hair, okay? It's just moisturize your locks, okay? Rub it through, do that every couple of days, keep the moisture in. Don't do things with your hair when your hair is dry. Don't do things with your hair when your hair is dry. Don't do things with your hair when your hair is dry. Missed it, fam. Just missed it. Especially, and I don't even know if people are going to feel some type of way for me saying it like this, but I just think it's a real thing. There are people that get locks that have an intention on one day combing them out. It is what it is. It's the truth, okay? Not everybody is getting locks and being like, I'm going to die with these locks. I'm one of them. I don't think I'm going to die with these locks, God forbid. As long as I don't die anytime soon. But yeah, I have a plan on eventually possibly taking these out, maybe shaving my head, but I would like to take them out. If you plan on keeping this hair on your head, like post locks, if you plan on being able to comb these out and have hair on your head, honey, you have to still take care of it. Like what are you going to do when you comb these locks out 5 years from now and your hair is just breaking at the root because it's just so dry, like SpongeBob. Number 5, retwisting or restyling too often. This can ruin your locks. It really can, because for one, if you're retwisting too often, you're going to create thinning. You're gonna have some thinning locks. Have you ever seen someone and they have locks and like the bottom of their locks are so pretty, but you look at the top and it's like a string, like holding on to this thick lock, like it's holding on for its life. It's very possible that that person was retwisting too often, because what happens is you start to get self-conscious. I've heard this from clients, I've heard this from friends. You start to get self-conscious not having a retwist. I get self-conscious not having a retwist, right? I'm gonna just retwist it. I know it's only been 2 weeks, I know it's only been 3 weeks, but I can't do the grown out root. I gotta if that is you, if you cannot stand your hair with thick roots or grown out roots, I'm going to tell you right now, don't get locks. Don't get them. My recommendation is a 5 to 8 week window, depending on, you know, where you fall between there. There are people that retwist once a year. Okay, I have a homegirl that retwists once every 2 years. She's basically like free forming for the most part, and then we'll retwist here and there. If you have a loctician that's telling you to come back in 2 weeks for another retwist, come back in 3 weeks for another retwist, they are not prioritizing the integrity of your locks. They are prioritizing the integrity of their pocket. Okay, they want more of your money. You should not be coming back 2.5 weeks for really anything. You shouldn't be there in 2.5 weeks unless you're just having her wash your hair for you. He or she, if he or she or they are saying that, I probably would not recommend. Number 6. I'm laughing because this is kind of one that I had to kind of learn on my own, and if you are a subscriber, you already know about this. You watched me go through this process with you guys. Don't condition your hair too much. I'm not saying don't condition your hair at all, because I don't necessarily believe that you shouldn't condition your locks at all, so I'm not saying that. But I was conditioning my locks almost every time I was washing, which was like every 2 weeks. I was finishing my shampoo with a deep conditioning treatment, and if you know, you know. No, by me doing that, it really slowed down the progression of my hair being able to lock, because I was conditioning it so frequently that the hair was so soft, it wasn't locking. Watch the videos. I'll put a little banner here. I'll also put the link below if you want to know more about that situation, but I would not condition your hair after every single wash. At this point in my life, I condition like once every 3 months. That's good for me. That's good. Once every 3 months, maybe once every 2 months, because it's winter right now, it's a little cold, but once every 3 months is good for me. Do not condition your hair every 2 weeks, because honey, that hair is not locking. You're just gonna have twists forever. Number 7, our last one, and this is one that I don't know if a lot of people talk about, but I think it's super important, and I think it definitely will change how your hair will turn out. Honestly, how your life will turn out, but how your hair will turn out is your diet and your water intake, okay? I'm not a nutritionist or anything of that sort. I just care about my health. Some of you guys may know I have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, so I am a little conscious about what I'm eating and what I'm drinking. Eating healthier food, eating, you know, your fibers, your greens, your nutrients, getting all of your vitamins, and then drinking the amount of water that you need to drink, it will reflect in your hair. If you're eating a bunch of crap, if you're drinking a bunch of sodas, a bunch of juice, a bunch of sugar, not drinking water, coffee, everything else but water, it's going to reflect in your hair, it's going to reflect in your skin, it's going to reflect in your nails, it's going to reflect in your body odors, your secretions. Can I say that? Let me How can we keep this PG? You guys know what I'm trying to say. If you're grown, for the grown folks, you know what I'm trying to say, okay? You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. It affects everything, okay? And other people can then find out that you aren't eating healthy, because they can find out through things, okay? Okay, so those are the 7 things that will ruin your locks if you do not follow it properly, if you do not do the things you're supposed to be doing, if you aren't making sure that your nails are clipped, if you're drinking water, if you're not retwisting too often, if you're wrapping your hair. What else did I say? Checking for lint. If you're conditioning your hair too much, all of these things can ruin your locks, and I don't want that for you. Honestly, I don't want that for you. I am wishing for you to have the most successful lock journey that you can possibly have. I want your hair to be popping, okay?